We're going to start today by continuing our coverage of the next portion of Michigan's auto no-fault reform law goes into effect after July 1st.
Survivors of catastrophic car crashes say the changes could mean losing important access to medical care that they badly need. Michael Martin has been following this closely for us. He's live at the Capitol with a closer look at how families are pushing lawmakers to consider a legislative fix now. Michael?
Yeah, Janice, Doug, good evening. Just a few hours ago, the lawn behind me filled with hundreds of people, survivors and their loved ones, advocating for fixes to changes that are coming with this no-fault auto reform. They say they'll devastate Michigan's medical care industry and also cut off access to survivors to quality medical care they so badly need.
We want them to understand what's going to happen to these people and what they can do to make it better.
Maureen Howell, her husband, former state rep Jim Howell, and their son Sam are just one family among thousands, terrified at what changes coming to Michigan's no-fault auto law could mean in terms of their son having access to medical care he needs.
We found that there are senators and representatives that really haven't been exposed to the bill that we're wanting to see passed.
And so on Wednesday, they and hundreds of other auto crash survivors and their loved ones gathered at the state capitol to deliver a message to lawmakers. We can't wait for the reform bill to take effect. They want lawmakers to take action now before it's too late.
It is incredibly moving to see everybody here because that's what we need. And I don't know how my colleagues could turn a blind eye to this. This is something that should be a simple fix and that we have to do, and we have to do before we go out on break.
As part of the changes coming after July 1st, a new set of medical fee schedules will take effect, meaning insurance companies will have to reimburse just 55% of what they were covering back in January of 2019 for any medical care service not covered in our federal Medicare law.
Right now, there's about 18,000 people or so currently in the no-fault system that could be impacted. Of those, you've got about 1,600 that are directly squarely in the middle that could be immediately impacted.
A study by a firm called ROI Insights predicts the cuts will cause 5,000 people in the industry to lose their jobs and cause over 6,000 patients to lose access to care within a year. Lawmakers are saying, businesses aren't really going to be impacted at this. They won't be impacted in their ability to provide care. What's your take on this?
Well, we will. I don't know what businesses they're talking about.
Bob MLYNAREK, owner of First Call Home Healthcare, explains how the cuts will directly impact his financials.
What I charge for a TBI patient to take care of, I charge $28. They want to pay us $15.20, and I'm paying my aides $16 and $17. And that doesn't include payroll taxes and workers' comp and liability and, all the office expense and overhead.
His company would effectively lose money every day if they would continue to provide the care they have been after the bill takes effect. And so survivors urging lawmakers to take action now on two bills already in the legislature, Senate Bill 314 and House Bill 4486. Governor Whitmer offering support for a potential fix at a press conference on Tuesday.
I have indicated to the legislative leadership that I am open to having a conversation around narrowly addressing some of the rate issues.
But the survivors and their families weren't the only ones making moves around the Capitol Wednesday.
We can't wait to see the numbers. This is one of my favorite things now. People say, oh, well, we'll just see the numbers. You are not a number. These people up here are not a number.
A bipartisan group of current and former lawmakers held a press conference to say when they helped pass the auto no-fault reform law, they never intended for it to be applied retroactively.
The reforms passed 2 years ago were a start, but not the end of this process. We need to make sure that we keep the promise to those injured and suffering.
73 in all, not all in attendance Wednesday, but supporting the position in what's called an amicus brief, a court filing that will accompany a lawsuit in the works that questions the constitutionality of the changes coming with the reform.
I don't think they did know, and I think it's brave of them to admit their mistake and to do something about it, and that's all we're wanting them to do.
And lawmakers Wednesday crediting the efforts of these survivor advocates for creating and maintaining momentum around the issue. What impact have these families had on your ability to make this push, to see all these people gathering at a groundswell level? What sort of impact has that had on you as lawmakers?
Without this kind of knowledge and without the experiences you have shared, I think this fight would be 10 times harder. So it's incredibly important for us to continue to hear from you. And I encourage everybody here to contact their legislator, your local legislator, but also, importantly, contact those people who set the agenda.
Yeah, and so that lawsuit we mentioned currently sitting in our state's Court of Appeals. Will bring you updates as that does move through the system. And we did reach out to Michigan's Insurance Alliance as well for comment on these latest developments. They did not respond with a statement. For now, live in the state's capital, Michael Martin, Fox 17 News.